G'day collectors, Rob here for episode 3 of Aussie Diecast Reviews. Hope you're all doing well and I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. I've had a lot of good feedback, so yeah, it's good. So for episode 3 today, I think we're going to change it up a bit. I've been doing a lot of Holden or HRT cars, so I think I might do a bit of Ford reviews for the Ford fans out there. So yeah, you bloody Fords. Just so you know, I'm a Holden man. I've supported Holden as long as I can remember. But with my model collection, I'll collect anything. I'll collect Holden, I'll collect Ford, Nissans, and other cars like that. It's just a good, cool variety of cars here we've got here in Australia. So yeah. Anyway, let's get on to episode 3 today. And we'll kick it off. I'll get stuck in it and we'll be reviewing this car here. Sweet. Alrighty, so today we have a Biante Model car, change of model companies as well. So this is a 118 Ford EB Falcon. The car is based off the 1993 Bathurst 1000 car. The team is DGR Shell Racing and the drivers are Dick Johnson and John Bowe. Now, this car is not a Bathurst winner, it's more of a part of the Dick Johnson collection. Now for people out there that don't know about Dick Johnson, again he was more, I guess he was, you could say, Ford's hero here in Australia. Whereas saying about Peter Brock, he's more of a Holden hero driver. And again, he's a bit like a Richard Petty here in Australia, or in some way a Dale Earnhardt. He was always an underdog in some way as well, always punching above his weight. And he has been a part of this sport now for a number of years, and he's had a lot of success with the Ford brand. So yeah, very well presented driver and cars and everything. So yeah, good old Dickie Johnson. So, without further ado, let's have a look at what this car did. In 1993, the introduction of the 5-litre V8 rules returned to the Australian Touring Car Championship, and it brought back the traditional battle of Holden versus Ford. A Ford Falcon had not seen the top tier of the sport since the end of the Group C regulations in 1984. After 6 years racing turbocharged Sierras, Johnson and his team returned to the mountain with 2 Ford EB Falcons. Johnson teamed up with Tasmanian driver John Bowe, and the pair were ready to reclaim the Falcons' first Bathurst win since 1981. A change of aerodynamic package for the Holden Commodore had helped the Holden teams become more competitive with the dominant Ford teams of Johnson and Seaton. Friday practice saw the 17 Johnson Bowe car end the day third fastest with a 2:15 flat. Qualifying saw car 17 fifth overall with a time of 2:14.7 to book a place in the top 10 shootout. And with the Falcons being outdone by the aero advantage Commodores, frustration started to set in with the rival Ford teams.
The 6 Commodores in front of 2 Falcons and 2 of the best teams in the country. It is very difficult to say that it's fair.
Johnson led the 17 Falcon out for the shootout and posted a 2:15.3. and would start 5th for the big race on Sunday. On race day, Johnson started the first stint of the race. Having almost crashed into a spinning Glen Seaton, Johnson was then stuck behind the HRT Commodore of 1987 500cc champion Wayne Gardner. Struggling to find a way past, Johnson's frustration hit boiling point and made a lunge at Forest Elbow on lap 11, and in doing so spun the Falcon around and facing Johnson backwards down Conrod Straight. The day would only get worse for Johnson. After recovering to 6th place, it all went wrong on the approach to Reed Park. Bill O'Brien lost control of his Commodore, and the unlucky Johnson was trying to avoid the backmarker. He collided into the concrete wall and was out of the race with just 96 laps to go. And now let's look at the model. Yep, poor old Dickie Johnson. He was a bit unlucky in that race. Okay, on to the model. As I said before, 118 Biante Model Cars EB Ford Falcon. This is part of the Dick Johnson collection that Biante do. So with the box, you've got a nice rendering of the car that was driven there. It's the side, the back, and the top. Oops, upside down. And the top. Alrighty, so I'll get this out of the box and we'll have a bit of a closer look. Alrighty guys, so we've got the certificate of authenticity. As I said before, it's a part of the Dick Johnson collection. Very cool. You get Dick Johnson's autograph and John Bowe's autograph that are personally signed. Now this is a limited edition of 1002. I have number 964. So yeah, very cool. Now you also get one of these. I can show it. That's just like that little tool I showed before in episode 1. This is like Biante's. As you can see, you got a bit of a logo there. That's just the pointing tool. So you get that in the box, and you also get these. These are the aerials that go on top of the car, which I'll show in a minute. So, you know, if you are getting this car or you do have this car, you obviously know, but always look out for these because they're the aerials. Alrighty, so onto the car, and whoop, there you go. Now, as I said in the pre-video of the car, 1993 was pretty much a very big change in Australian motorsport. It was pretty much the start of the modern era of V8 supercars you see today, you know, to a certain point. The previous years, in like 1992, they were running turbo Sierras and four-wheel drive Nissans against, you know, V8 engines, and pretty much the turbos were just absolutely destroying the V8s. I mean, there was no competition between both of the cars, between the V8 cars and the turbos. So yeah, 1993 was a very big change to the cars, the rules, and it just brought back the good old Holland versus Ford battle. So this was a solution of a 4-door sedan with, you know, a big V8 engine and not much aero, and yeah, not very big tyres to play with. So, and it worked. It worked brilliantly. So yeah. So what we'll do is we'll start off with the front. Oh, and you also get this. This goes on top of the phone box. I might leave that there somewhere. Yeah, I'll leave it on the side. So we'll start with the front. 4DB Falcon. I always remember as a kid, you know, going to races and all that, and these cars would always stand out. I always remember the yellow car, shell cars. Yeah, I kind of miss them actually, to be honest. But anyway, we'll start with the front. We'll have a look underneath the bonnet. Actually, I'll use this. You actually got a bit of a hook so you can go underneath it. Let's see if it works. Oh, and it does. Look at that. One thing to note, it doesn't stay up, so yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I might do this. There we go. Alrighty, so you've got the Ford 5-litre Windsor V8. We'll have a bit of a close look at the engine. What's the detail like? Detail wise, I don't know, it's not good and it's not bad. It's like none of this comes off. In all honesty, it feels a bit cheap, or yeah, it's not going to stay up. So yeah, engine wise, it's probably not as detailed as a classic car collectibles car, but it's good enough, I guess. It's good enough. Alrighty, we'll move on to the side of the car. Alrighty, so to the side you've got the big red wheels of the Ford Falcon. I used to always run red wheels DGR. So yeah. Paint wise, it I don't know, the paint kind of changes from the roof to the doors. Like, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but the paint here on the roof's darker than the paint on the side. Yeah, so I don't know if was an issue when they were, you know, making these overseas, or yeah, but the paint different. It's different from the roof to the side. I don't know if maybe it's just my model, but yeah. Yeah, so detail wise, which I like, you've got the decals on the tyres. With the actual wheels, the DGR ran like a silver rim around the wheels, which stands out a lot, so that's pretty good. Alrighty, so we'll have a look at the boot. Alrighty, so to the back of the car, and as always, try and go underneath like that, never from the wing, and the boot stays up, so that's pretty good. So yeah, basic, you know, oil system, fuel system. Yeah, you've got the tow cable. Yeah, very well detailed. Now we'll look inside the car. Alright, looking in the driver's side door. Basic features: steering wheel, clutch, brake, accelerator, 6-gear speed box, anti-roll bars, and not much going on in the way of safety wise in these cars. Basic, yeah. Couple little other features I'll show you on the other side. So this is looking at the rear passenger side door. We have the straps that connect to the seat belts, or the racing harness. That connects to the roll bar at the back. And you've got the driver's drink bottle, because, you know, as always, these things get very hot to drive in. And that's the water bottle tube. So yeah, very cool detail. And all the wiring. I'll show you some features on top of the car. Alrighty guys, so here you've got the race camera they used on top of the car for the race that weekend. That showed the view pointing down towards the bonnet. Then here you've got the, pretty sure this was the transmission for the TV broadcast, because yeah, as is, Bathurst is a very big track, and I guess there wasn't a lot of communications between the top of the mountain and the bottom of the mountain, so they installed these on top of the cars. And here I'll show you where to put the aerials. Alright, I'm just trying to store these aerials, and they do not fit. Like, I've been here for about 5 minutes now trying to install these things, and they don't stay in place. Oh, no. That's as good as you're going to get. So, I don't know, I don't think... You actually get a spare set as well, because I can't see any more other holes to put in. You do get a spare set. There, if you can see that. There you go. But, yeah, they actually do not fit properly in the car, so... Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. Alright guys, just a quick shot of underneath the car. You've got the dual exhaust there, the diff, the anti-roll bar, transmission, pretty basic stuff. Alright, so I'll give my honest review now and we'll wrap it. Alright guys, so I'll give my honest review about the car now. I've got Mr. Spinny out here, so that's pretty cool. So the goods and the bads. The goods, I'd have to say, yeah, the model is pretty accurate. You know, you got all 4 doors opening up, bonnet, boot. The camber on the car is actually pretty good as well. As I said before in the other videos, it's not straight up and down. The tyres are more on a stance. I like that. Good. You've got race cam, which is always good, a good addition. And yeah, overall it's a pretty good model. Now the bads, look, like I said, antennas don't fit properly. The engine bay, you know, it's not bad. It's not bad, it's not good. So yeah. The goods. Interior's pretty much on par. So this car was released early this year in 2016. So, you know, it's a pretty brand new release by Biante Model Cars. I went to my local hobby store and I got this for a discount of $200. I think retail price was $250, I think. eBay, they're going for around between $200 and $260. So, you know, it's a pretty expensive car, but you know, it's good if you're a Ford fan, or if you're a Dick Johnson fan, you get a signed certificate, so that's always good. What else? I don't have another car to compare it to either. Biante, the only model car company here that produced this kind of model car. The only model company I can see that might produce it is Apex. I don't see Classics making this anytime soon. A rating, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. I'm happy with it. The only thing is, yeah, the aerials don't fit at all, and the paintwork, like I said, it kind of different between the roof and the side of the car. I don't know what it looks like on camera. It might look different, but from where I'm sitting, I don't know, it looks different. So yeah, I think that's it for episode 3, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you liked it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and share if you know anyone that likes this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's it, guys, and I'll catch you around for another Aussie Diecast review. So I'll catch you around.